Pacific Northwest. We've landed in Portland. You have to go back to Game 2 to see the real Portland Trailblazers. On Detroit's home court, they created a highlight film for the record book. And from the book of defense, took away Detroit's home court advantage. Mission accomplished in Detroit. They came home thinking they'd never come back. They were now in Blazer country. So in the toughest building in the NBA, Pistons coach Chuck Daly had to get tough. He went to his own version of Lethal Weapon 3, and in Game 3, it was very clear the champions of the world were out there on that court. It may have taken the little guys to get the job done, but the big guy took the bow. Tonight's Game 4 will decide two things. Will the Trailblazers get that needed wake-up call? Or will they get another lesson in championship basketball? And welcome to the Pacific Northwest, where no matter what time of day, the beauty never stops. Along with all that's going on up here, Portland, Oregon has added something else. It's called Blazer Mania, and they've managed to cover everybody and everything with Trailblazer logos. You get the feeling that the richest person in town isn't a real estate man. He owns the T-shirt franchise. And that's the Willamette River, one of the few rivers that flows north. And tonight, the people that live around here are hoping their beloved Trailblazers don't go south. And so come on in and welcome to the 1990 NBA Finals. Game 4 between the Detroit Pistons and the Portland Trailblazers. But the way they look at it is that after tonight, they could have this series tied at 2, so it's a crucial game for...
maneuver your game around, but then again, it might hurt us a little bit if we try to, change our game. We play one way, and that's hard and physical. We cannot stop playing that way. Otherwise, it's playing out of our hands.
Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, Jim.
And indeed, we will be keeping a scorecard on the flop account. Let's go back upstairs to Pat.
All right, JB, thank you. Over on the Detroit side, as you know, there was tragedy on Sunday as Joe Dumars lost his father. Joe Dumars Jr., that's Dad, passed away after a long, terrible illness. In many ways, Joe knew it was coming, but you are never prepared for losing your dad. Still, he's here tonight, and before the game, he told me he's ready to play. The father we know was tough. Like father, like son. We'll be back from Portland in just a minute. Stay with us.
It's about a mental edge over your opponent. And I will do whatever it takes to get my opponent out of his game.
And the edge is what scattered, so I'm thinking about.
What's he going to do to you next? What's he going to try to do to you next?
Forgiveness.
He was flopping most of the time. I don't call that physical.
Forgiveness.
I know it's a few times us coming out. I just wanted to, punish him.
On from the Pistons, he has filled the void as the enforcer and the vocal leader. And speaking of enforcers, Pat, I'm looking forward to halftime when you have the enforcers, Maurice Lucas, as well as Charles Barkley and Rick Mahorn.
The baddest dudes in the NBA are going to be up here at halftime. And so, just like they do in school, let's go over today's material. 1, Rick Adelman and his team must overcome Detroit's 3-guard lineup and win this game tonight. It's almost a must. Number 2, Joe Dumars must try to overcome the sorrow over his father's passing and turn it into something positive on the court. And Blazer Mania, which has willed the Blazers back into the playoff series before, must come to the aid of their team tonight. They've got the noise. They've got the signs. They've got the spirit. Matter is, will they have the will?
CBS Sports coverage of Game 4.
Earl has checked off every category that there is in existence and added a few.
Pat mentioned how important it was, especially for Portland. No team has ever rallied in the NBA Finals from a 3-1 deficit. So that would be a big hurdle. Kersey will jump center. Out of bounds, and they're going to give it to the Blazers.
Well, let's see tonight, Dick, whether the Blazers stay with their nice movement that they opened up Game 3 with on Sunday, crash the offensive boards, take advantage of their quickness.
They were aggressive and looked good till they got into foul trouble. And Isiah Thomas has been fouled by Terry Porter right off the bat as Isiah made a quick move.
Well, the coaching staff of Portland very concerned about Isiah from a defensive standpoint. He's doing an excellent job, plus he's one of their key rebounders.
James Edwards puts the Pistons in front. Edwards scored 26 points in the second game.
They're definitely undecided here. Pick and roll is one of their main weapons.
Feed to Williams. Edwards with good defense inside. Loose ball picked up by Isiah Thomas. He has Aquirre and Dumars on the wing. Takes the shot himself. Forced to change it because of the interior defense.
Excellent defense by Portland. And Jerome Kersey, following that play, almost blocked the layup.
Aquirre, clear out against Buck Williams. Duckworth clears.
Well, I'm interested when I watch Portland tonight to see if they'll stay down inside, establish a low post game with either Williams or Duckworth.
Williams going up against Laimbeer. Rebound is by Edwards. 4-on-3 possibility now for Detroit. Dumars pulls up. Still 2-0 Pistons. Duckworth against Edwards. Laimbeer with 3 great rebounding efforts in this series.
Well, we're seeing a lot of people shoot the ball before they get into their comfortable release area. And that's why we're getting everything off the front of the rim.
Dumars goes around Drexler and loses the ball off his foot.
Something to look for defensively with Portland now. Every time 2 players cross with the basketball, they'll switch, and Detroit will have many mismatches. Sunday they took advantage of them by beating them off the dribble.
Drexler scored 33 points in the second game of this series. He's been their leading scorer. 3 of the Trailblazers averaging 20 points a game.
Well, Drexler always dangerous once he gets off early from the outside.
Thomas with a quick move inside. And a loose ball foul will be called against the Pistons.
Good call that time.
James Edwards.
Yeah, James is upset, except that he really did. He grabbed on and caused that foul. In the early going, very impressed so far with the aggressiveness that they need. The total concentration defensively, Portland, for 48 minutes.
Here's Kersey from outside, led with 27 points.
Look for the movement on the baseline.
Thomas goes around Porter again, and you talk about things that are always there. It's always there for Isiah.
Well, they had everyone down on the baseline, and that allowed Isiah to take his man one-on-one.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. Duckworth. Double team. Good left-handed move.
I tell you, I'm really impressed. He can go to his right, left. He's got an excellent jump shot and hook shot with either hand.
Double team on Edwards. Laimbeer fires a 3, and that's all. Portland by 2. Look out. Drexler to Kersey. And it's 8-4.
Beautiful pass that time by Clyde. You know, in this series, he's come up with some beauty, and he just pushed that ball and blew by the Detroit defense.
Trailblazers so dangerous on the transition game when they get it on a quick rebound or a turnover. Drexler doing a great job on Thomas. Too great, and a foul is called against Clyde.
Now you'll see Drexler right here pushing right past market wire. Bad move. Don't gamble in transition defense because that leaves you naked in the bracket, giving them a 2-on-1 situation.
Joe Dumars. Pistons haven't come close to getting an offensive rebound thus far. Nearly 4 minutes gone by in the first period. Porter to Buck Williams. Tony working the ball nicely inside.
Everything from the foul line down, and that's their game. They are quicker down inside than Detroit, and if they keep at this, that's the way to play, because eventually Detroit will foul them.
Aquirre looking for the offense. Blocked by Kersey and Laimbeer from the baseline. 7.5 minutes to go in the first period. Rebounds are even.
Just like game 3, this is Portland's pace and playing below the foul line.
Pick and roll. Williams is fouled.
Laimbeer's calling. He wants the wipe out with the left arm by Buck. Now you'll see. Here's your pick and roll. Watch it pass the Buck now. Here it is, right there. Laimbeer's not bad so far. He's 1 for 1 in calls tonight.
John Salley will come in for James Edwards, who goes out with 2 personal fouls. Buck Williams struggling in game number 3, but keep in mind, all of the frontline players, Kersey, Duckworth, and Williams, were in deep foul trouble. He was the guy that brought it all together for the Trailblazers this year. The final piece of the puzzle, the veteran, stable, power forward.
Well, he's the defensive guy. He's rewarded by being on the first team all defense. He's the stabilizer, the rebounder, and the player that shuts off your high-scoring forward up front.
12-6 the score. Pick and roll Detroit style. John Salley, not normally an offensive threat. Laimbeer fires for 3. And it's still going to be Pistons ball as the Blazers got confused over it.
Now, in the early going, we can see that Detroit is ending up with too many shots out past the top of the circle. Now, that is, you know, a good identification defensively by Portland. They're reacting quickly and forcing them outside.
Every team that's won has forced the other team to shoot from outside. Dumars slices in for the basket. First points for Joe Dumars. Drexler to Duckworth. Laimbeer didn't want to pick up a foul there.
Beautiful pass by Drexler because they caught Laimbeer sliding over to help out on that drive.
Dumars leaves it for Isiah. 8 on the shot clock. Aquirre fires a 3 and hits. But still, Portland's got to be happy that they're limiting Detroit to the perimeter.
Well, Aquirre's an excellent three-point shooter.
And Duckworth is going to be called for a pushing foul. It'll be his first of the game and a timeout.
Well, we can see in the early going they are not going to allow people. Vinnie Johnson had a tough early exhibition season. He lost his dad October 11th while the team was in training camp. Then after all of that, he came out and even played with cracked ribs in the early part of the season. This is what I want to see right here, Dick.
Trailblazers have hit their last 6 shots. And it's broken there as Duckworth misses. Pistons trailing 14-11.
Hey, Duck.
Clearing out. Now quick double team on Dumars. And a steal by Kersey. Kersey against Thomas. And they're going to call it.
No basket.
No basket, but it's going to be a shooting foul.
No basket.
No basket, but it's going to be a shooting foul.
Well,
Isaiah tried to wrap him up first.
Isaiah made a very good move that time. First of all, he stayed in front. Now you'll see right here. Here comes the double team. Now a cross-court pass. You're playing Portland's game. Now watch how Isaiah gets in front here. See, goes for the foul. All right, Earl Strom made the call. No continuation. Now we know that is not a deliberate foul from the rear. 2 shots in the ball at half court because the defensive player was in front.
Smart play by Kersey because he got the ball up to prevent it just being a no-shot foul. And also at the other end, Buck Williams, who is just about the quickest double we've seen in a while.
Well, one thing you do when you go to the double team, you want to encourage cross-court passing. Now it plays to the defensive quickness of the Portland Trailblazers.
Thomas penetrating. Aquirre tries to save it and does to Salley. But it nets the Pistons nothing.
Portland very quick in the lane defensively, Dick.
Kersey hits his second perimeter shot. He has 8 points in the game.
Now remember, Kersey is playing Laimbeer out at the top of the circle. So any time that Mark Aquirre shoots the ball and get caught underneath the basket, Kersey is gone.
Dumars will go in and draw the foul. So far, 16 of the 18 Portland points have come from their starting front court.
Now just watch the quickness here defensively. Buck Williams coming over, helping out. This is what they did so well in Detroit in Game 2. They cut off the driving lane of Isiah and Dumars and made them shoot over the top.
Foul is on Kersey, his first. Each team with 3 team fouls thus far. And Joe Dumars did not go back to Louisiana, had dinner on Sunday with Isiah Thomas and his wife Lynn. And the funeral is going to be on Saturday, so Dumars will play tonight and Thursday night and then go to Louisiana for the funeral. 5-point lead for Portland. 4:40 remaining in the first period. Kersey off to a hot start. Loose ball turnover, and now the Pistons can cut it for 3.
The Pistons want to go down inside with Aquirre and have him work hard here.
Extra pass. Good rotation by Portland. Salley scores, though, on the inside bank.
John Salley, big contributor all throughout the playoffs. Not only is he rebounding and blocking short, but his scoring has jumped.
Porter hits the jump shot. Aquirre gave him room, did not switch effectively.
Well, Terry Porter has been shooting poorly, and that's due to the credit of Isiah Thomas. I like to see Porter going down inside because it's difficult for Zeke to play him down there.
Joe Dumars fires from the corner. Drexler the rebound. Here comes Portland leading by 5. Porter with a fake. And going up, and they'll call a foul on Bill Laimbeer, and that will be his first of the game, and the crowd loved it.
Well, Chuck Daly is up. Bill Laimbeer is up. Chuck's all excited. You'll see now that Laimbeer is definitely here, and he's in good position. Look at this. Now, there he is. He's there before the elevation, okay? Now, what do you get? You got the hit in the face. Now, which happened first? Charge or the hit in the face by Laimbeer? The referee, Mike Mathis, who made the call, had the hit first before the body contact.
Terry Porter has now hit 27 out of 27 in the series and 34 straight overall in the playoffs. He has been dazzling and, of course, broke Magic Johnson's consecutive free throw record set 10 years ago. We're at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon, in the Pacific Northwest. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown, along with Pat O'Brien and James Brown. Game 4, best of 7, NBA Finals. Portland trying to get even with Detroit.
Here's your two-man game. Dumars and Aquirre. He's pushing him out now to go one-on-one.
Here's the quick double on Dumars. Laimbeer. This is a 3. Salley misses a tip. 3-on-2 right now. Kersey lays it up. Now Detroit. Up-tempo. Dumars. And a foul called against the Pistons. Loose ball foul against Isiah Thomas. That'll be his second.
Well, Chuck Daly really upset. Vinnie Johnson's coming in the game right now. And you know why he's upset? Detroit has had the opportunities in the fast break area, but Portland is hustling back to help out the lone defender and then making a key defensive play.
Pistons in the penalty, so the Blazers will shoot.
In the early part of this, fast breaking style of play.
10-0 fast break style of play. Bill Laimbeer also had 15 rebounds in game number 1. Pistons led only once so far in this game. That was 2-0 on Edwards' basket, and he picked up 2 fouls and went to the bench early. So here's Drexler shooting 2 shots. Pistons in the penalty. Right now, Vinnie Johnson is in the backcourt with Dumars as Thomas runs. Drexler, who does all of the things, assists and rebounds, and get a load of the 13 he had on Sunday.
He's having an outstanding series. Not only has he made all the big shots, but he's doing a real good job defensively also.
Pistons struggling against the Portland defense.
See, now here's a mismatch right here.
Laimbeer to Dumars in a crowd of big people. Aquirre has hit 1 3, misses that one. 9-point lead, Blazers with the ball, nearly 2.5 remain in the opening stanza.
This is Portland's tempo. Detroit, too many long jump shots, and they are not knocking them down. And then, no second shot.
6 on the shot clock. Duckworth setting a screen. Pick and roll. Salley with good defense on Duckworth, who doesn't get the shot off, and the Pistons really play that well.
John Salley has been an inspiration for the Pistons off the bench defensively. You know, the shot blocking is there, the quickness of feet, foot, and also the fact that he keeps a lot of balls alive on the board.
Getting close to 2 minutes to go in the first. Kersey is on Johnson right now. Salley hits a rare jumper from him.
But you know, you can see it, Dick. The Pistons are really out of sync offensively. There's no smoothness to the movement.
Drexler with a double. Plenty of time to shoot it. To Portland, and Kersey now in double figures.
The difference today is they're making that 17 and 18-foot jump shot. That will force Detroit out, and then they can get down inside.
Laimbeer, line drive, hits a 3-pointer. His first 3-point basket since he hit 6 in that dramatic second game overtime affair.
Well, you can see he wants the shot tonight because he's looking for it. The fellow who's picking him up on any switching, you've got to make Laimbeer put it on the floor.
Here's Duckworth with a good touch. And now nearly a minute to go, and it's 28-20, Portland. Kersey, big height advantage on Vinnie Johnson. Aquirre. Great hurdling move by Porter over Laimbeer, who is down. Blazers are pumped up here in the opening period. 8 on the shot clock. Basket comes and a foul and a great exhibition by Porter.
Was he determined from the other end of the floor when Kersey made the outstanding play to get the ball loose? Now just watch how hard Porter comes down in here. Look at that little bump to get the contact, knock the defense away, and put it up. At the other end, this is where we mean. Look at this play by Kersey to keep it alive. Now watch the hurdle. That's Porter hurdling, and it was almost he was determined to get the shot at the other end of the floor.
Reminds you of Edwin Moses a bit, doesn't he?
Yes, indeed.
20 seconds on the shot clock, a differential of about 4. Danny Young is in there. Porter missed after that long free throw streak. Vinnie Johnson hits the jump shot. Now Blazers playing for the last shot, up by 8. Drexler banked it in. Sometimes he can do no wrong.
Joe shook his head on that one.
Dumars lets it go, and that'll do it with a big first quarter. Kersey led with 10. And that is the end of the first period in Game 4 with the score. The Blazers 32, the Pistons 22. And we'll return to the College.
Now, if I'm Chuck Daly and the coaching staff of Detroit, I'm all upset. They're shooting 36% and only 2 foul shots.
James Edwards back in. And substitutions on both sides will bring you up to date. For Portland, Drazen Petroviç is in at guard. Cliff Robinson is in up front. He has the ball now. Wayne Cooper is also checked in. Here's Robinson. David Greenwood joins Edwards in the Detroit lineup. Dennis Rodman who wanted to come in, even though he knew deep down in his heart he couldn't play the other day, and may get his chance tonight.
Well, Rodman is he's frustrated, but you know, he realizes that this is the best thing. If he can come out and give major minutes in his next game on Thursday night, then that's to the benefit of the ball club. Now, this second unit from Portland, Dick, their shot selection and how quick they have been releasing the shot with many seconds left on the time clock, both negative up until this game.
Kersey, the only member of the starting unit still in there. Petroviç picked up by Edwards on a switch. Cooper is open and is stolen by David Greenwood. That's a defined game on Sunday in reserve.
Well, you're talking about a veteran. He's been around 11 years, a double-figure scorer anytime that he gets minutes.
Pistons trying to show patience with 8 on the shot clock. Low to Edwards. And James Edwards, who hit the first basket of the game for the Pistons, now has a second.
Detroit is wasting too many minutes, seconds off the shot clock. They've got to get the ball into the pivot earlier.
Drazen Petrović gets inside, and a foul is called, and it'll be 3 on Isiah Thomas, who really is complaining to the officials, and he'll have to come out, and Dumars will replace him. That's a big loss, a big blow to the Pistons.
Well, you know, he's upset, but he definitely reached in. You'll see right here now. Here goes Petrović down inside. There's your grab right across the wrist. Now, Chuck Daly's upset because he gambled and lost in that one.
Petrović misses. Salley with the outlet to Vinnie Johnson. Portland gets back, though. If Vinnie hits his first, he's in for a big night usually, and he does. He was wide open when he hit his first shot the other game. Wound up with 21.
It gives him the adrenaline to get it going. He said the first one to him is always like magic. Gets me off.
Lead now is 6.
See this group. You see, they sputtered.
Kersey, you're right. You called it as soon as that group was on the floor, and they played the way.
They need better ball movement and then pick to free the people. They must read the defense better than what they are right now.
Petrović trying to stay with Vinnie Johnson. Edwards. Wild shot. Kersey comes out with it with just under 10 minutes to go. And they're going to call Kersey for the offensive foul, and that'll be his second.
Easy, Jerome, easy. You do not need a technical foul right now. He's pleading his case to Mike Mathis. He thought off the dribble that he had his shoulder ahead of Dumars. Now watch this. See, he feels he's inside right there. Now there's very little contact, but it's the angle that the referee has to the play.
Well, with all of the great Portland play, they're in a battle here.
With the Portland Trailblazers, and he's hoping to contribute to an NBA championship. Let's go back to Dick.
Thank you, James Brown. They call him the Mozart of the hardwood over there in Europe, and he was heavily recruited by Notre Dame here, wasn't he?
Oh, a number of teams when he was 19. He scored his first field goal in the professional league, Division I European basketball, when he was 15 years old.
Vinnie Johnson in and out, tipped by Petrović into the hands of Danny Young. See that Portland already has hit as many perimeter shots in this game as they did in Game 3. Danny Young. Buck Williams is back in the game to lend more stability to the Blazers.
Petrović much better off the dribble than coming off picks for sure.
Robinson, offensive foul. And Portland has yet to score here in the second quarter with 9:14 remaining.
Well, in all of the games, they have these lulls, and sometimes they'll go as many as 4 to 5 minutes. And Rick right there, you know, he's nervous about this group because they were so productive during the 82 games. He's just hoping. It's a young group of guys. He's just hoping that they'll get some confidence.
And by time right now. Edwards over Cooper. Dumars now.
One of the very few second shot opportunities for Detroit.
Dumars off balance. Vinnie Johnson follows and he draws the foul. Portland had a 10-point lead that they reached at the end of the first period. The lead was cut to 6 and it could be narrowed to 4 here.
Vinnie Johnson, one of the premier offensive guard rebounders in basketball all throughout his career. when you're playing against Detroit, you always tell your guards, put your body on Vinnie and keep him off the glass.
Foul committed by Drazen Petrović. Each team with one team foul in the second period. Vinnie Johnson got the wake-up call, didn't he, in game number 3 with Tara shooting after going 1 for 10 in the first 2. But he never lost his confidence,
No, he said, listen, I'm not in a slump. He said, what I need is a flurry of shots. Give me 3 or 4 shots in a row. Then I'll tell you whether or not I'm in a slump.
5-point advantage for the Blazers. And Greenwood with a reach-in. No, it's against Portland.
Well, you know what it was? There was a bad pass into the post. The defensive player was playing on the top side, and they called a clear-out, that the offensive player cleared him out in order to receive the pass.
So give it to Cooper. Pistons with a 5-point deficit. Vinnie Johnson. He looks like he still has the touch, has 7 points off the bench, and a timeout called by Portland.
Like Vinnie. Then went out on his own and coached a junior college in the area for 6 years. Won 3 titles, by the way. Came back and was an assistant for Jack Ramsey and for Mike Schuler. Has done an outstanding job with his team.
Meanwhile, the Blazers have not scored in over 3.5 minutes of this second quarter. 7-0 run right now by the Pistons, trailing by 3. And David Greenwood nearly tied up Drexler, who is coming. Cliff Robinson missed the shot. So Portland now bringing in their starting tandem in the backcourt of Porter and Drexler. Detroit's coming back in the second here. Vinnie Johnson feels it and hits again. Smooth as silk. He has 9 points and is the leading scorer for the Pistons. 1-point game now. Salley rejects Drexler.
You know, once again, just like game 3, there's a worried coach right there because he knows his offense is struggling. Once again, Greenwood, Edwards, and Salley at the beginning of that second quarter doing an outstanding job, exactly as they did in game 3 on Sunday.
Drexler immediately takes the shot and hits, and finally he ends the drought with 7:37 to go as Duckworth gets off the bench.
And listen, that was a tough shot. He had to elevate and turn in the air, and Joe Dumars realized that he gave him the shot. He never contested it by getting a hand up.
Vinnie Johnson bats the ball down with an alert play. By the way, Vinnie has scored the last 7 points for the Pistons.
Well, anytime Vinnie shoots, he's crashing to the glass.
Wayne Cooper pushing Edwards. That'll be the second team foul against Portland.
See, Cooper's on his way out right now. You know, he's discouraged that the foul is called. You always tell guys who are playing a center position for you on post-up people, please keep your hands out of the guy's lower back. Use your forearm. You can control them better, and the referees very seldom make the call.
Dumars picked up by the big man Duckworth. Can't pick and roll on that side. An illegal defense called against Portland. And that's a warning. It was Duckworth who was out of position.
You know, it's interesting. This is the first time in the series that we've seen them trap the pick and roll and then rotate hard to the roll man. And that actually confused Detroit. Here's the pick and roll again.
With Edwards. And Edwards hits from the baseline. And again, it's a 1-point game after the Pistons were down by 10. And this crowd's getting a little antsy now.
Like we say, shot selection, ball movement.
Yes, ball movement. Right there. Buck Williams.
When that first group went out and sat down, we have not seen any baseline picks until right there. And that's how Buck Williams freed himself up.
Pick and roll, Edwards from Dumars, and a foul inside.
Now here we go on a pick and roll situation. Now watch the pass. See, the defense is getting there too late. You see the rotator man that time, Robinson. Now this is 2 plays in a row where they made 2 scores, and it's all coming off the fact that the defensive player on the other side of the lane is not getting to Edwards quick enough.
Foul is on Cliff Robinson, and here's James Edwards, according to the coaching staff on Detroit, the most consistent personality of anyone on that team. And that's a bit surprising. and you have a guy like Joe Dumars, but that's what the way they feel about Edwards.
Well, you know, he's done it for them. He's averaged big numbers in all of the series except Chicago. The thing that's disappointing is the foul shooting. He's only shooting 59%, and that's the only thing that's hampered him in this series.
Cliff Robinson. Greenwood the rebound, and they'll let him shoot from out there.
See, this group for the Pistons are doing an excellent job in blocking Portland out and holding them to one shot.
Detroit looking for the lead here, trailing by 1. Portland committing its 14th foul. 2 now on Porter.
See, I'm on the coaching staff of Portland. I'm uptight. We have only scored 4 points in 6 minutes.
I would make me uptight if I were a coach. Sure. Kersey is checked in. Edwards is hit by Duckworth, and that'll be his second. And they're in the penalty with a lot of time remaining in the second quarter, and Detroit can move in front again since the early moments of the game.
See, because of James Edwards' ability to throw that fadeaway jump shot, if you're going to play him man-to-man, that puts tremendous pressure on the center, and that was Duckworth. He tried to block the shot. Most teams will double-team him quickly and then maybe get the shot. But most important, make him give up the basketball.
Edwards with 9 points. And we're tied at 36. So Portland had the pace, the tempo, and everything in the crowd, and Detroit has totally diffused that.
Remember we said Drexler on Joe Dumars can shoot over him or post him up. We haven't seen that yet in the low post area.
Greenwood picking up Porter on the switch. Duckworth steps in. And a foul was hit in the head. Only the second team foul against Detroit. That'll be Vinnie Johnson with his first. This is Dick Stockton with Hubie Brown, Pat O'Brien, and James Brown. A big cast of characters here for game number 4 of the NBA Finals here at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland. The defending champion Pistons trying to take a 3-1 lead, and Portland trying to get even at home.
This young man has a terrific soft shot. Beautiful release, whether it's at the foul line or out on the perimeter, 15, 18-foot jump shot.
Portland in front again. Duckworth on Dumars. Now Porter picks him up. And they're going to call traveling against Joe Dumars.
See, the people are encouraged. Anytime Detroit goes for a one-on-one clear out, Portland is running at him and double-teaming him quickly.
Working his way in against Dumars. Drexler hits the jumper. He had it gone in game 2, didn't he?
Well, you tried to teach kids not to do that.
That's such a tough. No, kids, don't do that.
No, he has his left shoulder towards the rim, and then he elevates, and he gets it all done because of how high he gets up in the air.
Greenwood. Misses, and here comes Porter with Portland up by 4. Maybe a second win coming up for the Blazers here. Low to Williams, and a foul by Greenwood. No basket. That'll be the 3rd team foul against Detroit.
Keep an eye on Duckworth's man, James Edwards. Like, see him hold his shirt? Look at this. Look at this. Well, see, that's one way of defending the player who is giving the fake pick, and he slides.
That's the best way, but they need tearaway jerseys.
There you go.
Bill Laimbeer in for Detroit. Drexler. He's playing a superstar game to keep his club in there. He's got 12.
And he's making some tough shot opportunities there. I'd like to see him post them up on Joe Dumars and work down inside.
Vinnie Johnson with a good move over Kersey, or between them, and he's got 11. Detroit bench has outscored Portland's bench 15-0 right now. Porter misses a 3. Dumars clear. Detroit's come back with Isiah Thomas on the bench with 3 fouls. Big effort for Detroit.
I'll check the alley, making another call. He wants to bring Vinnie Johnson. Here's a pick and roll, but watch Vinnie Johnson over in the corner. See, that's what they were looking for.
Dumars hits a 2 from long range. Drexler in the paint against Dumars. What happened there?
He just blew by John Salley. Salley looked at Vinnie Johnson. Vinnie Johnson looked at Salley, and they just put their hands out. I mean, that was a determined man. That was like a runaway express.
Might be a Butch Cassidy. And they're going to call the offensive foul against Detroit. Pensive Chuck Daly. You wonder whether he's going to go into television or stay as a coach. Could go either way. Greenwood with his second foul. Duckworth. Blazers by 4. Dumars. Blazers by 2.
See, at this end of the floor, anytime Portland throws the ball inside to Drexler, Detroit automatically double teams, and Duckworth is wide open.
Drexler for 3. Laimbeer. Less than 2.5 to go. Blazers have worked inside effectively. You see.
There's your switch.
Joe Dumars with a fall away and hits 2 in a row to tie the game at 44.
See, you can see he has the feel right now. Laimbeer was open, but Joe knew that he has the feel, and he kind of like forced that shot.
And it kind of like it in perfectly.
You're right.
2 minutes remain in the first half. Duckworth lost the ball. Detroit shooting 43%. Thomas on the bench with 3 fouls, and the Pistons in a tie game right now. Not bad for them.
Not bad at all.
Dumars feels he's hot. That was way off. Stick with us at halftime. The enforcers are up with Pat O'Brien. Wow. Kersey and Salley wound up flat.
Salley really got picked hard that time by Duckworth, and that's all in the game of basketball. He took a wide stance, had his forearms up, and really caught John. Dropped him hard to the floor.
Rick Mahorn, Maurice Lucas, and Charles Barkley will be up there with Pat. And more than a minute to go, Vinnie Johnson. Laimbeer crashes in. It'll be a foul, loose ball.
Appreciate this pick. Remember, this guy is right around 7 feet. You'll see. Now watch this pick. 7 foot, 275, laying it on you right there.
Why Drexler committed that loose ball foul, Salley got a little bit of a rest. Timeout, will return. He'd take a beating if he did. The inside scoring, Charles Barkley said it wasn't there for Portland, and it's 20-8, but lately they've really gotten out of sync when they put the second unit in.
Well, the first group for Portland doing an excellent job because they're getting good shots from the foul line down, and even when they do take a perimeter and score, it's about only 17 or 18 feet away.
Bill Laimbeer, one of the players, one of the rare players who, when he doesn't play well, will admit it. He'll say, I didn't play well.
Absolutely. An outstanding foul shooter, always has been during his career. And the old thing of, in that last series, he said, look, I even got my first donut tonight. I'm not ashamed to say that I let the team down. First one in my career when they had that loss in Chicago.
You had a lot of guys play for you who did that. 14 on the shot clock. Tied at 46. Duckworth throws it away over Porter's head.
Over anxious. You know, he had the shot initially, but then he wanted to get it to a player who he thought had a better shot.
Salley, Dumars, Greenwood, Vinnie Johnson, and Laimbeer. Isiah Thomas sat out most of this half, and his team can take the lead. Laimbeer for 3, and he nails it, his second of the game. And the first lead for the Pistons since the opening basket of the game. Drexler in the crowd. Loose ball. Still no jump ball. Kersey Vinnie winds up with it.
Look out.
What a scramble here. And jump ball finally called.
That was like bumper cars.
Buck Williams got hit, had to take his goggles off. And he's got blood, and he got hit over the right eye. 20-second timeout has been called.
That's a good one.
That is a gag.
Yes, it is. All right, keep to the left of your screen. Now keep looking here. There it is over there on the right at the foul line area.
He was already hit there.
Yes, he was. Vinnie Johnson and he. Now keep an eye. You see Buck is standing. There goes. Now watch once this ball goes out. Salley over the top. Keep an eye. Now here it happens right there. That's when it happened.
And the officials let him play until they finally had a held ball right there. David Greenwood is the party of the first part. Flip Robinson will replace Buck Williams, who goes out. Leading scorers, Kersey with 14 for Portland. And Vinnie Johnson with 11 for Detroit.
Well, when Buck Williams leaves the game, your defensive on your best forwards is lost, and also the rebounding at both ends of the floor.
Playing for the last shot now. Joe Dumars fires away and hits with 0.8 of a second to go. And the Pistons are going to have the lead as Detroit's defense held Portland to only 12 points. But Vinnie Johnson got cooking again, and that's the end.
Trust me.
Oh, he's something, isn't he? Reminder that baseball returns to CBS.
Speaking of that, let's get back to Jay.
All right, James Brown, there you see the tape on the eye. We're underway in the third quarter. Isiah Thomas and Joe Dumars with Mark Aquirre, Bill Laimbeer, and James Edwards, who has it inside. Extra pass. Thomas. Rebound by Duckworth. Porter and Drexler at guard. Kersey filling the lane, and Porter's pass behind him.
Bad. Waited too late. Should have given it to him about 3 steps earlier.
Thomas quickly wants to get into the rhythm, hits the first shot of the second half.
It's amazing in the NBA how many times when you have an advantage and you do not score, the other team scores quickly at the other end.
Look at that big 17-4 edge dating back to late second period. Drexler, though, has been hot throughout the game from the perimeter.
He's having a great ball game. He's 6 for 8 from the field for 14.
Kersey on the steal. Turnover in the backcourt. Porter has it stripped away by Isiah Thomas, who's playing with 3 personal fouls. 2 in a row by Isiah.
See, Isiah can always turn it on, but do not underestimate his defensive value in this series up to date.
See, the Portland turnover is almost double what Detroit's output is. Laimbeer picking up Kersey. Blocks him. Here's going to be 2-on-2 now. Dumars. Laimbeer on the other end keeps it alive. Pass, and Drexler anticipated, but it's still Pistons ball.
Now here you come. Watch Kersey now coming off a pick and roll situation. They switch. Watch Laimbeer get the block right there. That opened up the break.
Thomas, that time he doesn't get it, and Buck Williams does.
This is what they need. Get up the floor, get something to happen.
Drexler, now the basket count.
Yes, that's what they must do.
You're right.
Force the action because they have the athletic quickness from one end to the other to beat the Pistons in transition. Very, very tough. Look at that. The ball was rolling, changed hands, and still got the ball into the hole while being fouled.
Mark Aquirre with his first personal foul. Drexler misses, and it's a 5-point Piston lead.
Two-man game. Oh, yes. Two-man game. Wow.
Duckworth and Edwards in a collision, and Duckworth will be charged with his 3rd foul.
Just watch how they both get popped right here. Boom. There you are. Now you see big man play down inside. They'll allow all that banging to go with the forearms and that, as long as you're not taking a guy's head off on those picks on the baseline.
Edwards wants the ball. stays hot. He scored 7 of his 9 points in the second quarter, now in double figures.
See, early in the game, they played that man-to-man. Now they're double-teaming him quickly.
Duckworth gets inside, rebound Edwards.
Detroit looking to push the ball here early third quarter.
Thomas in the paint, draws the foul. Let's see if it's Duckworth. And if it is, it'll be 4 on him and 4 on the starting center for the Blazers. And he's going to come out of there, and they're going to bring Wayne Cooper back in.
That's where we say Isiah at his best. He is fearless off the dribble, and you can see it. He wants to make a heavy contribution tonight. Sat most of the second quarter, came out here early, looking for the shot, and then more important, attacking in the lane.
Let's face it, UB, you shoot 53%. Don't take advantage of Thomas on the bench most of the quarter. Have a 10-point lead after 1 and find yourself trailing. That doesn't bode well for the Blazers. 9-point lead, biggest of the game right now for Detroit. Drexler. Boy, is he keeping them afloat in this game.
And not only that, the percentage of the shot that he's making, high degree of difficulty. Incredible. That was a tough shot.
That's not the first time you've said that about him. 18 for Clyde. Off the screen, Joe Dumars. Drexler with a rebound. He had 13 the last game.
They have the advantage.
Kersey on the baseline.
Right now, Chuck Daly's going to slow the action down. This is their tempo. He's going to slow it down, probably go down into the baseline to one of the big people right now. Yes, it is. 2-man game right here.
Here comes the double with Porter. Edwards in trouble. Gets it to Dumars. 3 on the shot clock. And Dumars, who really has the shooting eye from all over now with 14.
See, they murder you. They milk that clock. They understand the second.
Kersey driving in strong. Basket by Kersey. That's what he does best. The driving force behind his team.
Well, he just cleared Joe Dumars right out of bounds into the photographers on the baseline. That was a strong move by Kersey.
Crowd on its feet. Aquirre, low post. Here's Kersey with a rebound. And the Blazers trying to come within 3 now. Loop it in, tipped away by Laimbeer. Careless play by Portland. Edwards. And Aquirre fighting for the loose ball. Hugh Evans wanted help from Mike Mathis, which is the smart thing to do.
Absolutely. You know, both guys had a bad look at that time, but, you know, between the two of them, they worked it out. Good call that time.
Edwards with a step in the middle. And a fine left-handed move.
See, that's the first time in this series that we have seen him take it all the way out of the low post area off the dribble and attack. Because if they're going to play him man-to-man, why not?
Look how that shooting has dropped, plummeted for Portland since that first period.
When you're Portland, you must stay within your offense, good shot selection, and just don't get fancy. Don't try to make impossible passes.
Here's Buck Williams against Aquirre. Good man for Portland to go at. Rebound by Laimbeer. Here's Dumars against Porter. And now it is a 65-56 9-point lead for the Pistons.
See, I'm impressed with how hard Detroit is pushing the ball. And it's all Isiah. He's making it happen.
Cooper. Buck had it, lost it. Dumars stripped it away. And it's a 4-on-3. Aquirre, undecided, took too many steps.
Right now, you're looking, this is an excellent timeout situation for Portland to regroup, not only offensively, but at the defensive end of the floor.
You can say you got to do it, but Detroit doesn't let you get in there. Like here, Buck Williams misses the shot. There's a perfect example. And a foul called against Detroit.
See, in order for Portland to come back, when, you know, they're not a good shooting team to begin with. They shoot in the low 40s. When they shoot and miss, they must pound the offensive glass. If nothing happens there, then your defense has got to get tougher. You must hold Detroit to one shot and force the turnover.
That was Edwards' third personal foul. Williams takes Laimbeer into the hoop. Rebound by Laimbeer. 9-point lead with nearly halfway through this third period. Dumars firing outside.
That's out of character, Dick. It's out of character for Detroit.
Drexler. Where would they be without him? Wow. Points for Clyde Drexler.
I tell you, he's, you know, they use that phrase all the time. That was a highlight film shot. That really was.
Crowd trying to get the Blazers going again. Aquirre misses. Edwards with 3 fouls. Let's see if he's called for the loose ball, and he is. And that'll be 4 on Edwards.
Buck Williams working very hard. He's been on the inside with Edwards, forcing Edwards to come over the back of him on the last 2 fouls.
John Salley will replace James Edwards, who goes out with 13 points.
See, there was Buck working down inside.
There's an alley-oop from Kersey to Drexler. And now it's a 5-point game.
Do we have to say it again?
Yes.
That's there. That has been there. They can go down inside and get the easy shot or the double team.
Thomas. Isiah Thomas now has 8 of his 10 points here in the third quarter. Got out most of the first. Porter coming back. Cooper with the offensive rebound.
Smart play. Back it out. Regroup.
Porter beats Drexler. And he'll go to the line as Laimbeer commits his third foul.
John Salley just hurt his right hand. Now watch Drexler going to the glass. Here's the double team. Watch him change hands. How about that one? Once again, beating Laimbeer coming on the double team. And here's your alley-oop right here. Joe tried to get in front of him. Dumars tried to front him. Now, you see, that's an impossible matchup for Dumars all night long. Salley hurt his hand in that last exchange.
That was the second personal, not the third, as I said, on Bill Laimbeer. 5-point game, and Drexler having a 24-point game. 11 already in this quarter. 12, thank you. Without Edwards, Aquirre has to be the low post man. But a 3-point basket by Zeke.
See, what they do is they wait for Aquirre to Edwards to bounce the ball. Then they double team. Well, what happens is Detroit then catches the rotating guy, and his man is wide open. They give it back 3-point shot.
Kersey against Aquirre, taking advantage of his defense. Salley the rebound. Aquirre's not doing a bad job defensively.
Now, this group is doing an excellent job blocking out.
Thomas. 8-point lead for the Pistons here with 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Porter wide open
for 3. Out of bounds, Salley and Buck Williams. Earl Strom says, let's jump it up to decide for sure.
You cannot get caught up in the 3-point shooting if you're not in a rhythm, and that's what Portland must stay away from.
And you're going to say that Salley interfered with the jump, and it's going to be Portland ball, even though he had won it.
John discussed it on that one. Big thing with Portland right now, work to your strength, keep attacking the basket, and try to get Detroit in foul trouble.
Mark Aquirre, and that'll be the penalty situation. That'll be 2 on Aquirre, and the Trailblazers will shoot him.
See, anytime, Dick, that Portland stays with its movement, their quickness gets Detroit players anytime in an isolation area at a major disadvantage. Then they take them and they get fouled.
Kersey with 18 points. Here's Vinnie Johnson. And Joe Dumars goes out. Vinnie comes in with 11. Joe exits with 16. for Jerome Kersey. Detroit had a 9-point lead. It's now 7. Here's Thomas. Thomas again hits the short jumper, and it's a 9-point game again.
Isiah Thomas shot, missed, rebounded inside of 4 white shirts.
This is a desperate game for the Trailblazers. Porter. Rebound Laimbeer. They don't want to fall behind 3-1, and that's what will happen if the Pistons go on and win this. Thomas for 3. He feels it all the way, and you can sense it here. 18 for Isiah. Rodman, a cheerleader this evening. Kersey with a good move to the hoop. They're trying to go inside a lot more, to a lot more success now.
Detroit doing a pretty good job, though, in keeping their bodies between the basket and the dribbler, and then holding Portland to 1 shot.
Lead is 10. Thomas trying another 3 and hits it again. Isiah Thomas. All right, 3 3-point baskets by Zeke. Drexler's pass stolen by Isiah. Foot race with Porter. Porter will foul him. No basket. The foul before the shot. And the 13th foul against the Blazers. But it's quiet here in the Coliseum.
Oh, yes, it is. Isiah has the feel. Now just watch. There's the double team. Porter leaves Isiah. He sizes up the situation and lets it fly. That's the benefits. Every night he has a court at home where he shoots for an hour and a half to 2 hours every single night.
Franchise here in Portland. What convinced you that this was going to be a great spot as opposed to a larger city?
Well, I promoted a lot of sports in Portland. We had a very excellent hockey franchise city.
And your hunch paid off. All right, let's get back downstairs to deck.
Thank you very much, JB. There's Isiah Thomas with 19 of his 21 points here in this quarter. He's going to go again, and he's going to hit another 3, and he has hit 3 in a row in the last couple of minutes and has 24 in the game. He wants to put the lights out, doesn't he, in this one quickly?
It's just interesting that he's being allowed to take the 3, and they're not forcing him to put the ball down on the floor.
Vinnie Johnson committing the foul. David Greenwood has come in for Detroit. Danny Young and Cliff Robinson are now in the Portland lineup. Drexler missing the free throw. Drexler and Kersey have scored all of the Trailblazers' points in the last 15 minutes. Missed both free throws. Greenwood holds on. 81-65, and this crowd is as quiet as anything. Under 2 minutes to play in the third.
They stay with their movement. They just keep working until you double team and they find the free guy. Here's your double.
Isiah Thomas behind his Salley. Vinnie Johnson keeps it going. And Kersey dives out, and that's a frustration kind of foul.
Yes, it is. And we just want to say, like earlier in the ball game when Vinnie was hot, we said that you must block him out. You cannot leave him alone when Detroit shoots. He's an outstanding offensive rebounder.
One more foul, and Portland's in the penalty. Double on Thomas. Laimbeer goes for 3. In and out. Buck Williams clears it. Basket by Cliff Robinson and a foul against Laimbeer, and that'll be his 3rd.
Excellent call. Bill was there, but he moved as soon as Robinson went up in the air. Now just watch this. You'll see Laimbeer's there. Then as he goes, you see he makes that move and a hit. Excellent call by Mike Mathis.
Laimbeer will go out, replaced by Scott Hastings, and that is the luxury of a 16-point or 14-point lead when you can bring in Greenwood and Hastings, who did not play much in the playoffs till now.
That's why you go out and get guys with experience who played on playoff teams. Once again, the foul shooting hurting
Portland. Here's the trap, and Greenwood wasn't looking, and Drexler goes in.
This 1-2-1-1 at full court caused problems on Sunday. Detroit, you know, all you're looking for here is a couple of quick turnovers so you can regroup. Offensive foul.
I got to ask you the question. Why not earlier than this?
Well, listen, that's what we asked their coaching staff yesterday at practice. They definitely had trouble with it. Why not use it earlier, and especially after foul shot opportunity?
Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Kersey goes in, and a foul. Salley got hit, but it'll be his foul.
See, when you put a trap on, what you're trying to do is to disrupt things, put guys in situations where they have not been before, and then at the ultimate end, it's sure, you want the turnover, you want the fast break. But even if the traps don't work, you get them down, they run the clock, and they end up using jump shots. That's what you're trying to get in the NBA, because you only have 24 seconds to break the press.
He makes a move. Here's the trap again. Isiah trying to get to midcourt. Clock running.
Watch out now. See, there it is.
And away to Drexler. Behind the Robinson. Reminds me of UCLA in '64 with John Wooden's team.
Great explosion. The main thing when you trap is try not to give up a layup. Force them to run the clock and take a jump shot.
Vinnie Johnson. That broke an 8-0 run.
They're taking their time right now. There'll be another possession for Detroit.
And they turn it over, and it's going to be Detroit's ball. They're still going to trap them with 11.2 seconds to go.
See, that was a golden opportunity because they definitely trapped Drexler, leaving other people open.
Thomas knows how much time remains.
3 seconds.
He misses at the buzzer. Portland came back. They were down by 16. But this was Isiah Thomas's period, and you can bronze this one. That's the end of the third period with the score. The Pistons 83 and the Trailblazers 73. And we'll return to the Memorial Coliseum in Portland after this message and a word from your local station. And he had 22 points in the third quarter of this game. Other ones, including Portland. Here's what it looked like.
Now you'll see now, they're really on a roll on the three-point shooting. Isiah, like he always says, for me it's a chess match during a game. First quarter I distribute the ball everyone. Second I work the hot guys. Go get him. And the third quarter, if they need my scoring, I feel that I will go to it. And tonight he really has it.
Detroit with 7 3-point baskets to none for Portland. That translates into a 21-0 edge.
You know why this is totally uncharacteristic of Detroit. During the course of the season, they only average 6 threes a game. Here they are tonight attempting 14. But everyone says Isiah has worked so hard on his perimeter three-point shooting during the course of the year at home in the evening. And it has definitely paid off big.
Terry Porter in the backcourt. Jerome, Kersey, Buck Williams, and Cliff Robinson up front for Portland. Start of the fourth.
Going down inside, Kersey versus Dumars.
Big advantage there. And an 8-point game. Detroit has Dumars and Thomas with Vinnie Johnson, Salley, and Greenwood, the 3-guard attack again.
This is Portland's best pressing group. These are guys that are really defensive conscious.
Salley got in, but missed the layup. Robinson posting up against Salley. Detroit wants to keep the tempo slow and slower.
Now remember, Sunday when Detroit went to the 3 guards, they did an excellent job in breaking Portland down off the dribble.
Joe Dumars.
That quiets you.
18 for Dumars. Thomas leads with 24. Drexler with 26. Kersey with 25 lead Portland.
You've got to take advantage of Kersey in this mismatch, down and low.
First foul of the 4th quarter. And let's go to James Brown right now. JB?
All right, Dick. In a very calm and measured fashion, Rick Adelman was trying to communicate a sense of confidence to his players, saying, fellas, we can deliver the blow. We're going to implement some combination pressing defenses, half court and full court the rest of the way. Let's go back to Dick.
Thanks, James.
Before the series began, Rick told us that this is his best group out there right now. His 5 best pressing and defensive people, and he uses Buck Williams as the stabilizer on the press and to play the other team's offensive set.
Salley committed his 3rd foul. Here's the pressure again.
Buck Williams on the ball for the first trap. See, what they do is they try to con you, and then when you put it down, they're coming for the trap. Now, Detroit must take advantage with their quickness of the guards coming off of picks versus big people.
Greenwood has the open shot. Missed.
Got to get it out. You get it out and push hard. This will put a lot of pressure on Detroit.
Porter goes up and was fouled by David Greenwood. That'll be Greenwood's 3rd. He'll go out, and Bill Laimbeer will come back in for the Pistons.
See, whenever you trap, what you want to do is up-tempo the game. You want to force turnovers, force the opposition to take quick shots. Hopefully they'll miss and get you in a transition game. The coach usually at that time does not like the tempo.
Terry Porter so far has 7 points. He came in averaging 21 in the playoffs. Now it's a 6-point game.
So you can practice all you want against the pressing and trapping, but when you put people in the stand, see, the people want backcourt, but the foot went over, but the ball was not dribbled in the front court.
7 on the shot clock. They made the Pistons use up a lot of time to get it up there.
That's the idea.
Dumars for 3. Kersey the rebound. Portland, Hastings going their way now.
See, they're not getting the steals, but they're getting the long-range shooting, holding Detroit to 1 shot.
Young. Kersey goes in. And let's see if Salley gets hit for the foul. It will be 4 on John Salley.
Strong move by Kersey that time. Recognized that he could beat the defender off the dribble. That's been a real attack on the hoop.
And Clyde Drexler have accounted for 53 of Portland's 79 points. Drexler on the bench right now, but Kersey is on the line. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown with Pat O'Brien and James Brown. Game number 4 of the NBA Finals.
Main thing for Portland is to continue at this pace, hope that they can sustain the intensity, because what they're doing really tires you out, and then make the foul shot.
1 out of 2 for Kersey.
See, Detroit will pass the ball around, keep moving it.
Salley. Blocked by Robinson, and Laimbeer converts.
See, when you have a small group in there, all 5 guys must rebound. So they have Dumars being on Robinson. That's 6'10".
Danny Young will go for 3. They haven't hit one yet today, the Blazers. Kersey storming in, and he gets fouled again, and Salley may have been hit with number 5.
Well, he challenged. He went right into Laimbeer and Salley that time. You got to give Kersey a lot of credit here. I mean, he is not taking Well, he challenged. He went right into Laimbeer and Salley that time. You got to give Kersey a lot of credit here. I mean, he is not taking the uncontested jump shot. He is attacking to make sure that he's getting fouls on frontline people as well as a possible three-point play.
So John Salley, with a few words for Earl Strom, leads with 4 fouls, and James Edwards, who has 4 himself, replaces him. But the foul shooting woes continue for Portland.
This is one of the woes of this ball club. Over the course of the season, they're a low 70% foul shooting team.
Portland's foul is their first team foul of this final quarter, and it's on Danny Young. We hope you join us as this series continues to sizzle. Game number 5, Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here from the Coliseum in Portland. Vinnie Johnson over a lot of stretched arms.
Well, you cannot allow Detroit to set up in that half-court offense because they're going to wear you down. All 3 guards are hot again tonight.
The lead is 8. Robinson nearly travels. Basket good and a foul.
See, this young man, Cliff Robinson, he's blessed with a lot of talent. The major problem is shot selection. If he will just stay down in that area, go strong to the basket, he's going to end up with some good opportunities for himself. They need him. He would be a great shot in the arm for them.
Meanwhile, Hubie, James Edwards has picked up his 5th, so Salley and Edwards, the 2 big men, are within 1 foul of being disqualified, and Mark Aquirre comes in for Edwards.
That's why we say keep attacking the rim, putting the pressure on Detroit.
And I think Clyde Drexler was in the lane, so it would not have counted had it gone, and it's Pistons ball.
Give you a little idea, Dick. Right now, Detroit is 10 for 12. You'll see right now they're in too soon. 10 for 12 on the line. Portland 21 for 30. 30 opportunities already.
Joe Dumars. He's been hot from outside. The rebound by Buck Williams. Chance to cut it to 4. And Kersey picks up, I think, Cliff Robinson.
Yes, indeed. Prime time tip that time.
They were down by 16, and Portland now trails by only 4. 4th quarter.
So you can see Detroit's out of sync. You can take your time, move the basketball around, break them down, make them play you one-on-one, and that's what's happening right now.
Laimbeer loses it. Here comes Porter with Aquirre back to Kersey.
Yes.
And for Jerome Kersey, a new season in career playoff high, 31 points. Timeout, Detroit.
You'll see now on this spread. Now watch the court awareness of Porter. He knows they have a 3-on-1 situation. Hand it off to the guy who's big, who's athletic and attacking and having a good night. Excellent distribution of the basketball. And Buck as your 2 main back people. You have the quickness. You can use Robinson on the traps, and he and Buck have been doing an excellent job.
There, Kersey and Drexler, a 2-man gang for the Blazers in this one. Vinnie Johnson, goaltending called against Cliff Robinson.
You know, you just don't want to discourage players when they're trying for that, but that ball would have been short of the rim. It's unfortunate that that was the time that Cliff tried to get the shot block.
Drexler, only he could do that line drive bank shot like that.
You know, he doesn't shoot it on the way up or at the top of his jump. He shoots it on the way down, and that's a big mismatch. Vinnie Johnson on Drexler low.
Pistons trying to withstand a furious run by the Blazers.
Now, look at that.
Vinnie Johnson is fouled, and that will be the 2nd team foul against the Blazers. Detroit already in the penalty in the final period. Cliff Robinson's third foul. There's Buck Williams, who's gotten rid of the goggles for the first time since the San Antonio series. He was hit in the eye against Dallas. Suffered a 5-inch gash in the first half.
The Detroit Pistons' Isiah Thomas and Joe Dumars form one of the NBA's most potent guard tandems. Isiah uses his explosive quickness to create scoring opportunities for his backcourt mate, while Dumars displays his uncanny shooting touch in finishing the play. Blending their abilities, teammates Joe Dumars and Isiah Thomas work to be the best they can be.
And what happens when we get up over half court, Detroit's ending up with too many long jump shots. Give them credit. They're doing an excellent job.
All right, right now let's go to our colleague, James Brown. JB?
All right, Dick.
Goggles back. Danny Young is in at point guard. He'll team with Porter in the backcourt. The Trailblazers have scored on their last 8 possessions, but right now Vinnie Johnson is on the line. The 3 Detroit guards have scored 59 of their 91 points, so they're doing it again offensively. That was only the 3rd free throw of this half for the Pistons.
Well, that always is a big indication you have no inside game going for you.
1 out of 2 for Vinnie Johnson.
Now remember, in this matchup, Vinnie Johnson is on Clyde Drexler, and anything down inside they'll get.
There's inside Drexler. Rolls it in. Words were no sooner out of your mouth. 30 for Clyde.
Well, that's a very, very tough matchup for Detroit. Once Detroit, Portland comes back and they're playing good man-to-man, they're running for the double teamers quicker than they have at any other time today.
Shot clock on the left. 4 seconds to go. Vinnie Johnson. They're in trouble right now. Desperation shot, air ball, and the clock ran down on him.
Chuck knows he's in deep trouble here, not just because they caught up, but due to the fact that there is no smooth movement versus the press, and they are not getting anything inside of the foul line.
Edwards and Salley on the bench with 5 fouls. Portland looking for the lead. Jump ball as Williams is tied up by Vinnie Johnson.
Bad decision. You just cannot leave the ground without thinking shot first. You can't be thinking pass, because what happens, the defense rotates and they just tie you up.
Won it by Portland. Porter. Dive for the loose ball. Laimbeer. Tremendous hustle.
Vinnie Johnson had a piece of that 3-point shot.
Thomas drawing for the loose ball. Laimbeer for 3.
Wow, what an effort.
Gone after this ball. 10 players on the court.
What an effort by Buck Williams and Jerome Kersey. Anytime that you get a team taking long jump shots, you're going to get long rebounds. And here you have right now, look at this action here. Vinnie Johnson pulled Buck down to the floor. That's why the ball went loose.
Aquirre. He hasn't done it tonight.
Hasn't done it, but also there are no fouls. No fouls. They're not taking it to the rim. Porter puts Portland in front.
First lead since a minute to go in the second quarter. Thomas. Detroit stole, but a Portland foul. Loose ball. And for Terry Porter, it'll be his 4th personal foul. 4 on Porter.
Anytime that you watch a team scrap and come back as from far as they have come back, you love to watch it, but you don't want fatigue to happen for them. And then it's interesting to watch the offensive team struggle and stay perimeter and forget about the inside game.
Detroit trying to go there, and another Portland foul. 4th team foul. One more in there in the penalty. Buck Williams with his first. He was in foul trouble Sunday, not tonight.
See, Rick has got to be very happy because he went to the press early, knowing that when you do not do this over the course of the season or for long periods of time in the playoffs, this takes a lot, saps a lot of energy out of your key people.
Rodman hasn't played tonight. Edwards and Salley have 5 fouls, and John's going to get a call now. Dumars puts the Pistons up by 1.
I remember from here to the end, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Both teams are in the penalty on the next foul.
Which team will have the defense down the stretch? That'll decide it.
Good clear out. See, Dick, when they throw into Drexler and Detroit double teams him, he can take his time and pick out someone, and then you can beat the guy off the dribble as he's rotating out on you.
Blazers by 1. Five on the clock. Thomas knows it. Pulled off a bit, but Vinnie Johnson has not. Amazing offensive rebound. You talked about how he does it. Porter penetrating again, and Porter leads again by Porter. What a comeback.
What a beautiful move. He went up in there, was not intimidated by Laimbeer at all.
Dumars draws the foul.
Now watch as Drexler splits the double team and throws it out. See, as the defense runs out at you, they're at your mercy because you can shoot the jump shot or beat him off the dribble. Now here comes Vinnie down inside. We've said it all through his career, a dynamite offensive rebounder. Now keep an eye on Porter. Now watch how he evades him. Beautiful off the glass.
Terry Porter, meanwhile, has picked up his 5th personal foul and remains in the game. Aquirre has gone out, and John Salley with 5 is in. So the 3-guard tandem for Detroit, Dumars, Thomas, and Vinnie Johnson with Laimbeer and Salley. Detroit by 1. There's the time. Will it be 2-2 or 3-1 Detroit after this?
There's your double team on Drexler. Smart. Get it out, rotated. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Porter travels. Turns it over with 3:33 to go.
He's upset. But, you know, he's a point guard. This is the final. Don't hold the basketball with 14 seconds and try to go one-on-one. But all you do is reverse it, make the next pass, and break Detroit down defensively that way.
Isiah Thomas clobbered as he goes in, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. That foul will be against Buck Williams. Both teams in the penalty. Detroit leading by 1. Trying to make it 2 in a row on the road and open up a 3-1 lead in this final. Detroit with 4 timeouts. Portland with 3 and a 20. Thomas with 26 points. Pistons.
So you don't need that pick and roll. You're going to open up anyway.
The flopper tried it again. Drexler hit with the shot again.
See, but he knew that that's the shot he was going to make. So they can run that pick and roll all night long. Great.
Dennis Rodman, just in case. Chuck Daly said he'd use him if he have to. Who knows? Laimbeer against Danny Young has a big advantage right now. Rebound Young.
Danny Young's in the game because he's an excellent defensive player.
Porter in the lane. Rebound Thomas. With 2.5 to play. On the shot clock. Dumars is held by Danny Young. And that'll be a shooting situation. And a timeout We've got the drama of a Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Detroit, the team that calls the timeout.
Times in my life, the enforcers. Down the stretch, Maurice Lucas, what do you think?
I think Portland's got a great opportunity here. I think they've got to get some good inside shots. They've got to be very patient with the ball.
Thump and bump here sound like coaches coming down the stretch. Rick, what do you think?
I feel Detroit is going to get the momentum at the last couple of seconds so they can get their shot in and win.
Coach Barkley?
I'm going to take Portland.
You like Portland, huh?
I like Portland. They got to get inside game. The one team that goes inside will win this game.
All right, coaches, thank you. Let's go to JB.
All right, Patrick. While Chuck Daly spent most of that time out talking about how to combat the trapping defense of Portland, there is obvious concern about the ease with which Portland is driving to the middle. Therefore, Dennis Rodman has been up on the trampoline running around. There is a distinct possibility he may be in there for defensive purposes. Let's go back to that.
There's Dennis Rodman, just in case he's called upon, limbering up, and you never know if they need one rebound or one defensive stop.
Well, he said yesterday that if they need him, he could go in for 1, 2, or 3 plays and try to make a stop for the club.
Dumars is 7 for 7 from the line tonight.
One of the premier foul shooters we have in the league, right at 90%.
Playing with the pain of his father's death on Sunday, hits the free throws. Dumars now with 24 points and a 3-point lead.
This is the action down inside. How are they going to play Drexler?
Double team. Buck Williams comes in and scores.
See, if Detroit brings that guy from the baseline to double team, it opens up the opposite side of the floor.
Under 2 minutes to go now in game number 4.
Now here's the trap.
Thomas kisses it off the glass, and it's a 3-point lead again. Isiah with 28.
Jerome Kersey was late coming for that double team.
Porter goes in, fouled by Laimbeer, and that'll be 4 on Bill.
Laimbeer went right there to knock him down, make him shoot. Now watch the double team, big man double team. That opens up Buck Williams from the other side. Beautiful pass that time by Drexler.
In the beautiful Pacific Northwest, the waning moments of regulation of game number 4 of the 1990 NBA Finals. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. The Trailblazers need a win to tie the series at 2 games apiece. The defending champions want to hold on and win it and go up 3-1 in the final moments. About to envelop with Porter hitting the first. He had a streak of 35 in a row, ended in this game. He's missed just one. This is his second. Drexler steals it from Vinnie Johnson. Outfought him. Kersey lost it out of bounds. And it'll be the Detroit ball.
Don't get a delay a game or a technical foul right now. You have to be under control. Good shot selection, good ball movement at both ends of the floor here. See, they keep trapping, and that's smart. Because when you do that, good ball by Isiah.
Timeout by Isiah Thomas. Detroit still has 2 timeouts left.
Allow them to throw a quick pass into the post area and negate your defense.
James Brown, what do you have?
All right, Dick. All of that timeout by Portland coach Rick Adelman was spent on the defensive end. He's comfortable offensively with what's taking place. He feels Detroit's going to go to the 2-man basketball game, double up on the pick and roll. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, inbounds to Laimbeer. Back to Dumars. His shot is good. Dumars with a big shot from outside.
Once again, the guy who's the most dangerous is the man out of bounds, and that was Joe Dumars.
Drexler goes in. Loose ball. Clyde has it. Porter goes inside, and Jerome Kersey was hit in a smart foul by the Pistons.
Well, Chuck didn't want the foul that time, but if they didn't foul, Jerome Kersey would have attacked the basket and possibly had a dunk situation. This way, you are forcing him to go to the foul line and make the foul shot.
Kersey today on the free throw line is 9 of 12. By the way, those 3 Detroit guards who scored 75 in the last game, they got 74 now.
Now let's see what the trap. Buck Williams on the ball. He will usually in the corner trap. There it is right there.
They get it across to Vinnie Johnson with a minute to go in the fourth period.
See, they're looking to get the ball into the middle.
Salley goes up. Williams. And they're going to call the offensive foul against John Salley, and he's gone.
Now, Buck Williams, give him credit. He went up and played that tough defensively and forced Salley to use the forearm to clear him out. Naturally, he's out of the ball game.
And they're going to go for Dennis Rodman right now. So Dennis Rodman, who did not play Sunday, will come in now with a sprained ankle. He kept ready in this game in many ways, and now he's called upon defensively.
Now remember, not only is he a great defensive player to put him on Kersey right away, but he's also one of their premier rebounders. Laimbeer, Rodman, the best rebounder.
Rodman is on Kersey.
When a guy sits out, though, sometimes you're better off just taking it right at him.
Drexler runs into his own guy, but they're going to call a block foul, a two-shot situation. And a chance for Portland to tie the score. And 5 on Laimbeer.
Now watch the good movement by Drexler. Once again, making an excellent pass. Here we have the move. Rodman bumped him. Now, you know Dennis is cold. He's been sitting on the side. He has not been in the game. He doesn't have a feel for the ball game. Now, a lot of coaches in this situation will attack. Strength to strength. Take him hard off the dribble.
Buck Williams 2 for 2 today. Now still perfect, 3 for 3. Boy, he made the key free throws in game number 2 in the Palace.
He sure did.
Looking to tie it. He doesn't. Loose ball, Drexler. And they're going to rule, let's see, is it Detroit ball? Yes. Pistons ball. The lead is 1.
Now we have a discrepancy here right now.
Mike Mathis has changed it. They're calling a kick ball.
Yes, a kick ball.
Or is it a foul? I think they called Laimbeer for a foul. They did, and he's gone.
All of the players who were involved in that situation were not sure of the call. They did not know whether the ball was off the Drexler or it was a kickball situation. Now here's the play right here. Now let's look for the foul. As the ball comes out here, that's the foul right there on the push. That's the call. Right there, Mike Mathis looked to the baseline referee. He did not get the confirmation, and he took the call. So they called a loose ball foul on Laimbeer.
A critical call, and Laimbeer has also fouled out of this game.
Sports announcer Jim Rooker holds
the foul on Laimbeer.
Now this is a loose ball, and this is the NBA Finals, and that's why Laimbeer's all upset. There's the foul right there. Laimbeer is stunned because he's feeling that it is a loose ball situation. Body contact should be allowed in this deal.
He may have a good point there, Hubie.
Yeah, okay, but you know it depends upon also your angle of the play. The referee, Mike Mathis, who was on the wing behind the play, looked to UB Evans on the baseline, and together they made the call, foul situation.
Laimbeer fouls out with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Another big game off the boards for him. That was his reaction. He is furious, but no matter, the Blazers with a chance to take the lead. James Edwards, who has 5, has replaced Laimbeer. James Brown.
All right, Dick, most of that time I was spent assuming very positively, as any coach would, that both free throws would be made, Portland would be ahead. Adamant continually reinforced. Double team on a pick and roll, absolutely no fouls.
All right, James. 4 for 7 from the line is Clyde Drexler. Detroit has 1 timeout left.
Now, if you're a coach and you will go ahead on this foul shot, and you're the Portland staff, do you continue your press at full court, or do you drop back to half court? This is an interesting thing.
They lead by 1, the Blazers. And a timeout called by Detroit, and they are all out of timeouts now.
Court press or half-court press against Detroit, and he wants to make absolutely certain the only shot to be taken is a jump shot. Let's go back to that.
Mark Aquirre will inbound. He's come in the game. Danny Young also in for the Blazers. 1-point lead for Portland, looking to tie the series at 2.
Now remember, with this group out there, all 5 guys for Portland must rebound. Plenty of time.
Thomas with a long-range shot hits it, and still a lot of time, and Portland calls a timeout, trailing now by 1. And, you know, interestingly enough, Detroit can still get the ball back.
Right. Now, that situation, by shooting quick, what you did was you insured yourself. You insured yourself. They got the ball into Edwards, and for this to open up, he went right back to Isiah. They pushed it up. Now, that was pretty close, but he has the feel tonight that he can hit that shot.
25.7 left, 24 on the shot clock.
They're going inside to Drexler. Pick and roll.
Up by Edwards. Nothing there. Porter penetrates. Knocked away by Isiah Thomas. And he's fouled by Danny Young with 8.4 seconds left. And if Thomas hits the free throws.
Going down the middle here right now. Excellent, excellent rotation by Joe Dumars. I know Porter wants a foul in that situation. You just don't get it.
Gerald Henderson has come in. He has 2 championship rings, and Vinnie Johnson is going to limp off the court.
Now the Portland bench is calling for a 20-second timeout at this time.
They still have 2 full timeouts left.
Right. Now what they want to do is talk over their strategy, because you have an option now if you're Portland. If Isiah makes 1, misses the second, you're only down 2. If he makes them both, you're down 3. Now, you have 2 timeouts. You can call timeout and move the basketball to half court. And then you're saving seconds, and you can set up your 3-point play. Now, many coaches in this situation like to jump out of bounds with the ball, inbound it quickly, race it up the floor, and take the 3 off the flow of the game. Don't be surprised if that should happen.
Thomas on the line, 4 for 4 tonight, 30 points in the game. Keep in mind that Portland has not made a 3-point basket tonight. It drops through, and it's 109, 110 to 107. And Portland will call.
All right, now Chuck Daly's up saying they inbounded the ball before they called timeout. Earl Strom is saying, I thought the timeout before that, they should be able to advance the ball to half court. This would be, you've got to foul him before he can release and shoot a 3-point shot. So what if they make 2 foul shots? It doesn't make a bit of difference here. This will be interesting. Do not allow your guy to take a 3 and beat you. But you must foul him before it leaves his hand.
Gerald Henderson guarding Danny Young, the inbound man. Everyone on his feet here.
Everyone's
timeout, and they're out of timeouts now. So Detroit did its job.
Excellent defense outside the 3-point line. If you're going to foul him before it leaves his hand.
Dennis Rodman and Aquirre are in, Hubie, for Detroit. Petroviç in for Portland. 8.4 seconds remain. No timeout. And a push. Aquirre committed the foul with 6.5 left. Now what do you do?
All right, now that was excellent. That was very intelligent, because that was a 3-point shooter who made the catch. Plus, they fouled him, did not allow him to get the shot to the rim. See, a lot of people foul a guy while he's in the air. Then you have the problem if it goes in. It's a 4-point play. All right, now.
Rodman goes out, and Edwards will come in. Offensively, obviously, and also the boards. Porter is 5 for 7 from the line. having a 35 streak ended today.
Also, what you're doing here is you're putting a big guy in for the board in Edwards, and also you have good foul shooters on the floor for you right now. Now remember, Detroit has no timeouts left.
Neither does Portland.
Now, if he makes, you're down 2 now and shooting. If he makes this score, you are going to deny, and if you can't make the steal on the inbounds pass, you are going to foul because there's still 6.5 seconds left.
Porter's free throw is good, 110 to 109.
See, that's smart. Let the ball stay. Make the referee give up the ball.
Aquirre will inbound. Everyone on his feet. Here's the pressure.
Don't let your man beat you long.
Thomas, there it is. To Edwards. Here's to Henderson. Gerald Henderson lays it in, and it's 112 to 109. 1 second to go. Young fires a 3. It does. Does it count? It does. It does. Mike Mathis has gone to the scorer's table. I think he said yes, but we'll wait.
They're confirming right now. Now, you see, that's the old story. You score too early. They could have just held the ball at the offensive end of the floor, Detroit, and ran out the clock. Now, watch this. Here we go. You see, they jumped out of bounds.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
There goes the pass. Here we have there. He takes 1 bounce, and he shoots. All right, the ball definitely did not leave his hand. You have the zeros on the clock.
And the Detroit Pistons now lead 3-1, and an angry Rick Adelman going after any official he can find. Danny Young's basket, time had run out. You saw it on the replay. And the Pistons have won again in Portland.
We're talking about a 100th of a second, a fraction. You could see this team was conditioned to jump out of bounds and make the pass. Now just watch as he dribbles the basketball. And as that clock is coming down here now, here it is as he starts up, it's already on the zeros. And remember, in the NBA, it's the zeros on the clock, not the horn. College basketball, it's the horn that determines.
No team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals to win, and that's what Detroit has over Portland, 112 to 109. Let's go to James Brown.
All right, Dick, 32 points by Isiah Thomas. You took their best punches and came back strong.
Well, we knew this would be an emotional game for them. We knew they would come out strong. We knew they would be playing well. I got in some early foul trouble. Vinnie came in and did an excellent job as usual. Our bench hung tough. In the second half, we came back. We got a little rattled when they started pressing us, but I thought we hung tough. We knew it would be a tough game, and, you know, we've been through a lot of tough situations. You know, the Lakers, Game 6 back in L.A. a couple of years ago, the Boston situation. So we were really prepared for this situation here tonight.
Is the confidence there that you can wrap it up here on Thursday night?
Well, they said we have to play Thursday night, so we definitely coming to win it.
All right, congratulations then. All right, let's go back upstairs to Pat.